Hi everyone, Dead Battery here, and thank you for joining me on my channel. Today's video is going to be on the Neo Geo CD. The Neo Geo CD was released on September 9th, 1994. And later on in 1994, it was released in Europe and Australia. However, it wasn't released in North America until January 15th of 1996. Now, some of you know about the Neo Geo when they took it from arcade to a home console with the big cartridges that you plug in. So the CD is the same exact platform, but they went with the cheaper option of the CD, since it was going to be cheaper to make the games instead of the $300 some cartridges. And the Neo Geo CD sold for roughly about 49,800 yen. This system was also launched with a controller instead of a joystick like the original one was released with. It also has a very interesting power plug. I've never seen one like this before. It's a 3-prong, and I've definitely seen some people who have bought the system and asking about the power cord because I don't think it's as easy to come by. I did buy this system out of pure fun for my husband since he is more of a fighter game person. He likes the driving games too, and as you could see from 2 weeks ago video, he's very good at shooter games as well, and I thought this would be fun for him to play some games on because it has some really awesome arcade games. I honestly don't know what condition this is in and if it works or not, so let's take it apart and see what it looks like, and then let's see if it plays some games. So this is what the Neo Geo CD looks like, and I think it looks like it's in pretty good condition. There are definitely some scrapes on it, but overall it doesn't look very beat up. And from the outside, it also doesn't look like it's too dirty. So here's hoping there isn't a lot of cleaning I have to do. To take this apart, there are 4 Phillips head screws on the back, and once those are out, it should just slide off. However, I had more difficulty than I thought I would have on taking this apart. Now, I don't know if it's just because it's older and it hasn't been taken apart before or what, but it took me a little bit of shaking it around and moving it to get it to eventually lift off. Do not just pull the top off because there is a ribbon attached on the inside. So you're gonna lift it to the left and then you can remove the ribbon that's there. And once that's gone, then it just separates completely. I'm gonna go ahead and remove this bottom motherboard, and I need to remove this yellow wire. It's just kind of slipped onto the prong. And around this motherboard, there's 10 screws that you need to remove, but once those are gone, the motherboard will just lift off. There's also a ribbon attached, so you do need to remove that as well. On this motherboard, there is an area that says country code, and it has Japan, USA, and Europe, and it has a bunch of X's and O's. I'm not too sure what that means, so if somebody knows, please let me know in the comments, but I was wondering if it was something like the GameCube. Now for the top motherboard, there's a little bit more to it. There are 4 more cables attached that you're gonna have to remove from the main motherboard. Now, I did realize that I forgot to refocus the camera when I was looking at the first motherboard. So mine has this plastic cover over top, and it seems like it's really sturdy and well built. I did look up some other photos, and it seems like some people have a metal shield like other game systems. To get this plastic one off, there are 12 screws, and I didn't remove them, I just loosened them, and then I'm just gonna lift this out of the way and move it to the side. Now you can see the main motherboard, and everything still looks like it's in great condition. The motherboard just lifts out, and as I started cleaning the plastic, I realized that if the motherboard lifts out, This metal at the bottom probably lifts out, so I don't have to clean around it. So now that it's removed, I can go ahead and clean. It's not too bad, but there's definitely a lot of dust that's not really being caught on the camera. Now that the bottom's clean, I can go ahead and put it back together, and it's just working in reverse. As far as this top half, I don't think I'm gonna take it apart because I think I can clean it as it is right now. I don't think there's a need to take it apart. Unless it doesn't work, then I will definitely end up taking it apart to see if there's anything else. But right now, I'm just gonna give it a good cleaning. And as I'm trying to get the top on, I'm running into more difficulty. So maybe it's just my luck, or this is just how the system is. It's a little finicky, but I had just as much difficulty putting the top back on as I did taking the top off. Let's take it downstairs and hook it up to the CRT TV and see if we can get it to play some games. So here we go, it turns on and here's the startup. And this system also plays CDs, so this is just its normal screen even if there's not a game in it. You do have to wait a little bit. I thought the system wasn't working, but after a time it said to press start, and once I hit start, then the game starts to load. Now, if you didn't know anything about this system, it didn't really fare well in the market because of its load times. Apparently the load times are terrible, and we're going to test this by timing all of them. So here's the first wait time, and you can see how long it took just to get to the main menu. And the game I picked was
Galaxy Fight!
Universal Warriors. This game was released in January of 1995. You can choose to be one of the 8 characters, and you travel within that solar system and you fight those living on the planet. Once you fight them all, you fight Feldon and you settle your score you have with him. So apparently everybody's got a score to settle with him. The first character I picked's name is Rumi. She's an alien from planet Lutetia, and they describe her as ditzy and childish, and her special power is sensing her opponent's feelings before they attack. Now, I did pick easy, as you saw on that screen, and I am absolutely getting annihilated in this game. I think this game is very hard, and no amount of memorization or button smashing is helping me right now. But I'll play it through so you guys can see it. And basically this guy kicks my butt and I don't get any farther. I barely even hit him. But I am gonna try one more character because you never know. So this character's name is Juri, and she's a thief from planet Lazar. each time you have to load a new screen, you get the wait screen. And as you can see, it loads at different times. I wouldn't say it's any better or any worse, but the load times are definitely difficult. It says she was abandoned as a child for her weakness, and basically she wants to be as strong as she can be and as beautiful as she can be, and she hates those that are ugly. Very interesting backstory. And I didn't do any better as her. I got even more demolished than I did with Rumi. So maybe this is a game for my husband and not myself. The next game I'm going to attempt is Real Bout Fatal Fury, and this was released in December of 1995. And once again, a big complaint of this game is the load time, and it's an adorable animation. Once it loads, you get to select your character, and this one contains the character roster from the Fatal Fury 3. I decided to play as Mai. Now, interesting thing about her is she was originally conceived as a male character and she was like supposed to be a ninja, but people wanted a female character, so they changed it completely. And she is Japanese and she inherited her family's ninjutsu fighting style. And she is very much in love with Andy. And the reason that she enters these tournaments is so that he will see her as a warrior. A lot of people portray her as a rival to Chun-Li, and they make it like a rivalry between SNK and Capcom. So I get to fight Terry first, and I'm not necessarily button smashing. I'm trying to hit the buttons like a professional gamer, but I'm just not a good fighter. But I do a lot better at this game, and I kick Terry's butt. Now this game is different than some of the other fighting games I've played where you just walk the character back and forth. This one has a back and forth as well as a front and back. So you have to pay attention to where the character's at so that you can attack him properly. So now that I beat Terry, I get to move on to this character called the Duck King. And he is awesome with his mohawk, and he has a cute little chicken that follows him around. I'm assuming maybe it's a baby duck. And it also has a little blue mohawk. Now, he does kick my butt the first time. I attempt to go again, and I get him the second time, so now it's on for the third round. And I think I'm gonna lose it, but eventually I do beat him. So apparently I'm slightly better at this game than I am at Galaxy Fight. So what did you think of the Neo Geo CD? I definitely think it's a really nice system. I don't know how many games there are that I'll be able to play or would be good at, but I know my husband's definitely going to have a lot of fun with this, with fighting games. So hopefully soon we'll go through some of the fighting games and we can see who can win. I'm betting it's him, but we'll see how far we get in the game. This is definitely a larger system for what it is. I put it up on the shelf and it took up a lot of space for just a CD. What did you think about the games? Have you tried any of them? Let me know in the comments if you've played any of these. As much as I like the character looks in Galaxy Fight, I don't think I'm gonna get very far. Maybe I have to stick to real bouts. I don't think this system was all that difficult to take apart and clean, and I'm glad it worked. I wasn't too worried if it didn't work because then I had something to try and fix, but like I mentioned in a couple other videos, I don't always know if the systems I'm getting work. A lot of them they just marked as unknown condition or not working or used because they just don't want to test them, they don't have games for them, or they don't have the power cords for them. Let me know in the comments if you have this game system and what your favorite game is. As always, if you like this video, please like and subscribe, share with your friends, and I'll see you again in 2 weeks. Bye!